Well, bands, legends, the soundtracks to your life. And now, after decades on the road, the stage lights are dimming for reasons they can't control. We're not talking about bands that broke up over creative differences or walked away at their peak. These are the acts who kept going until their body said no, until the voice cracked one too many times, until the doctor's diagnosis left no choice. You've heard the hits, but you haven't heard what happened when age finally became the opponent they couldn't beat. Number 12, Neil Young.
It's these expressions I never give.
78 years old, still writing, still recording, still believing music matters more than comfort or rest or the luxury of slowing down. That's Neil Young, mid-tour with Crazy Horse. And Neil makes an announcement that nobody saw coming. Tours canceled, not postponed, canceled. The reason? Physical and emotional exhaustion. Not an injury, not a specific diagnosis. Just the admission that at 78, pushing through another multi-city tour had drained something he couldn't get back.
Oh, and I'm getting old.
Here's the part that stuck. Neil said he and some band members felt they couldn't deliver the quality performances fans deserved. And for an artist who's built 5 decades on uncompromising standards, that's not a casual admission. That's someone realizing their body can't cash the checks their artistic vision still writes. Neil Young has always controlled everything. The sound, the production, the tour routing. Every detail runs through him. And for the first time in his career, that control couldn't overcome simple biology.
I've been to Hollywood.
The statement was honest to the point of being uncomfortable. We need to take time to rest and recover before we can return. Not a firm date, not a promise, just acknowledgement that continuing would compromise everything the music stands for. And if you know Neil's history, that's the most telling part. This is someone who played entire tours with hearing damage, who recorded albums while sick, who never let physical limitations dictate creative output. Until now. "78 years old, still capable of making brilliant music in a studio, but the road, with its relentless schedule and physical demands." That's the line his body finally drew.
My mind, it's such a fine line.
Number 11, Foreigner. Mick Jones, founded Foreigner in 1976, wrote, "I Want to Know What Love Is." Feels like the first time. Cold as Ice, massive radio hits that defined AOR rock. 80 million records sold worldwide. He's 80 years old now, and here's the part most fans don't realize. He rarely appears with Foreigner anymore. Health issues keep him off stage while a band bearing his name tours without its founder. Lou Gramm, the original voice, has been publicly critical about it. "I don't understand how they can tour with no original members and still call themselves Foreigner." He said that in 2023. And while Lou's made peace enough to join them occasionally, the statement hangs there. Is it still Foreigner without Mick? Mick's contributions to the current touring version are minimal. He'll appear for special occasions. Maybe an anniversary show. It may be a hometown date, but the regular grind of the road, his body can't sustain it anymore. And that creates this strange reality where Foreigner exists in 2 places simultaneously. And as a touring act playing the hits to packed venues, and as Mick Jones sitting at home, unable to physically participate in the thing he created. The band hasn't officially retired, but when the founder can't tour due to age-related health issues, and the original singer only shows up as a guest. You're watching something drift away in real time. 80 million records, one of the most successful rock acts in history, and the man who wrote those songs can't be there when they're played.
Let's look at the numbers. Only 9% of you are actually subscribed. Honestly, that's tough to see. Our team spends days hunting down archives and verifying every single fact just to tell these stories right. If you've made it this far into the video, you're clearly part of the community, so please hit subscribe. It costs nothing and helps us immensely. Now, for those already subscribed, very few of you have made the jump to our membership, and that's a hard pill to swallow because you're the ones who know our value best. If this channel has moved you or inspired you, consider joining. It's the price of one coffee, but it's the literal fuel for this channel. Let's keep this alive together. Back to the story.
Number 10, AC/DC. Brian Johnson joined AC/DC in 1980 after Bon Scott died. Recorded Back in Black in the second biggest selling album in history. That voice, that rawness, became the sound people associated with AC/DC for 36 years. Rock or Bust tour. Brian starts noticing he can't hear the guitars on stage. Then he can't hear the other musicians clearly. Then doctors give him a choice: stop performing immediately or risk total hearing loss. Not partial, total. Imagine that. Your entire identity is your voice, and the instrument that lets you hear yourself is failing. You're standing in front of 20,000 people, and the sound is muffled, unclear, like you're underwater. Brian had to step aside. AC/DC brought in Axl Rose to finish the tour dates, and while Axl gave it his best, fans knew they were watching a replacement for a frontman who wasn't choosing to leave. He was being forced out by biology. The story could have ended there. Except Brian found specialists who developed a cutting-edge in-ear system that allowed him to hear the music without risking further damage. It took years, expensive technology, constant monitoring. He came back for the 2020 Power Up album and subsequent tours, still performing at 77 years old. But the technology is the only reason it's possible. Without it, AC/DC would have lost their frontman permanently in 2016. Every show now is conditional, dependent on equipment working perfectly, on monitoring systems functioning without failure. One technical malfunction and Brian's back to standing in front of a crowd, unable to hear what he's singing. That's not touring on your own terms. That's negotiating with age using expensive Band-Aids. Number 9, the Eagles. Glenn Frey died in 2016, 67 years old. The band he co-founded with Don Henley lost one of its essential voices. Then Randy Meisner, original bassist, died in 2023 at 77. The remaining Eagles, Don Henley, Joe Walsh, Timothy B. Schmidt, are all 78 now, and they're playing what they're calling their final shows at the Las Vegas Sphere. Dates running from January through March 2026. Absolutely, positively, the last 2026 shows. Except the Eagles have announced farewell tours before. The Long Goodbye tour was supposed to end in 2024. Then it got extended. Then it moved to Vegas for a residency, because when you're one of the most successful acts in history, the financial pressure to keep going is immense. But here's what's different now. Don Henley is the only original member left performing. Everyone else is either dead or replaced. Vince Gill is playing Glenn Frey's parts. Deacon Frey, Glenn's son, handles some vocals. It's an Eagles tribute band with one original member. And at 78, Don's carrying the entire weight of the legacy. Every night, he's the lone connection to the band that recorded Hotel California and Take It Easy. That's not a sustainable model. The Sphere residency is perfect for a band this age. Controlled environment, state-of-the-art sound, no travel between cities. It's the gentlest version of touring that still counts as performing. And even that might be too much. 2 original members dead, the rest in their late 70s. Farewell tours that keep getting one more extension. Eventually, biology makes the decision for you.
With their stealing eyes, but they just can't kill the beast.
Number 8, Paul McCartney. "83 years old, the last surviving member of the greatest band in history, and Paul McCartney is still touring because Paul McCartney doesn't know how to stop." The 2025 Got Back tour hit 21 cities across the North America. If you were at any of those shows, you witnessed something remarkable and heartbreaking simultaneously. Paul performed for nearly 3 hours, ran through Beatles classics, Wings hits, solo material. The set list alone is a museum exhibit. But if you'd seen him in 1990 or even 2010, the difference is undeniable. The voice that gave us Hey Jude and Let It Be cracks now. The high notes in Maybe I'm Amazed get avoided or handed to the band. His range, that trademark McCartney melodic precision, has narrowed considerably. Read the reviews from 2025. Fans are split. Half are saying he's still got presence and charisma. The stadium was loving every minute. The other half are saying his voice is really shot. I'm glad I saw him when I could actually hear the vocals. And Paul knows it. In interviews, he admits certain songs are harder now. Yeah, he's older. The voice cracks a bit, one review stated plainly. At 83, you can't defy biology forever. Here's what's remarkable. He's not using backing tracks. He's not lip syncing. He's genuinely up there for 3 hours at 83 doing it live. That deserves respect even if it doesn't sound like 1973. But the question hanging over every show is the same one that's followed him since he turned 80. How many more tours? How many more years before the voice can sustain 3 hours per night? And when that moment comes, does the last Beatle finally step away? "83 years old, still touring, but every show feels less like a concert and more like witnessing history before it becomes impossible." Number 7, Hart Ann Wilson. One of the greatest rock voices of all time, Barracuda. Crazy on You, that 4-octave range that put most male rockers to shame. Hart sold over 35 million records on the strength of that voice. 1. Hart announces the Royal Flush World Tour, Europe, then North America. The band still got it. Fans are excited. Tickets are moving.
Smile like the sun, kisses forever.
Then in May, Anne undergoes a medical procedure. The European dates get canceled. Okay, standard recovery, right? She'll be back for the North American leg, except she's not, because the procedure revealed something worse: cancer. Ann Wilson, 74 years old, diagnosed with cancer and immediately starting treatment. All remaining tour dates canceled, not postponed, canceled. If you've ever watched someone go through cancer treatment, you know what it does to the body. The exhaustion, the side effects, the recovery time measured in months, not weeks. And for a singer whose entire instrument is her body, her breath control, her vocal cords, the impact is catastrophic. Heart hasn't announced a breakup. They're calling it a pause. But Anne's 74, undergoing cancer treatment, and even if she beats it completely, the recovery road for someone her age is long.
Now would ya, Barracuda?
And singing at the level Heart demands, that's not something you just pick back up. The last time fans saw Heart perform, they had no idea it might have been the final time. That's the cruelty of age-related health issues. They don't give you a farewell tour. Number 6, REO Speedwagon. 48 years. That's how long REO Speedwagon toured. From 1977, when bassist Bruce Hall joined, through 2024. Keep on loving you. Take it on the run. Can't fight this feeling. The soundtrack to 80s radio. 2023. Bruce undergoes major back surgery. At first it seems temporary. Matt Bissonette fills in on tour dates. The band keeps going. This happens in rock and roll. Someone gets hurt, a replacement steps in, they recover, they come back. Except Bruce doesn't come back. The medical issues continue. And then in September 2024, the band makes an announcement that kills the whole operation. Irreconcilable differences between Bruce Hall and Kevin Cronin over the band's future. Due to Bruce's ongoing health issues and inability to tour, REO Speedwagon is done. Effective January 1st, 2025. Not on hiatus, not taking a break. Done. Kevin Cronin, who's led the band since 1972, stated he never wanted to leave. But without Bruce and without a clear path forward, continuing didn't make sense. The chemistry that made REO work required all the pieces. The last album came out in 2009. They've been a touring act for 15 years, playing the hits to fans who grew up with them. And Bruce's body finally said no in a way that ended it for everyone. 48 years of continuous touring, hundreds of millions of records sold. And it ends not because they ran out of songs or lost their passion, but because a 69-year-old bassist back gave out. Number 5, Bon Jovi. Jon Bon Jovi built a career on that voice. The power, the range, the precision to hit those high notes in Living on a Prayer every single night for 40 years. 63 million records sold worldwide. Bon Jovi returns to touring after the pandemic break. The band's excited, fans are ready, and by the third or fourth show, music journalists are asking what happened to Jon's voice. Flat notes, reedy tone, struggling through songs he used to nail effortlessly. His wife Dorothea, who'd been with him since high school, came backstage after a Nashville show and told him straight it wasn't great. That's when they discovered one vocal cord had been atrophying. One was thick as a thumb, the other was thin as a pinky. The imbalance was destroying his ability to sing. June 2022. Jon undergoes major reconstructive vocal cord surgery. They implanted a plastic prosthetic to even out the cords. Then came 2 years of intensive rehabilitation. Every day a struggle. Every week measured progress that felt too slow. The 2024 documentary, Thank You, Good Night, shows Jon admitting that if he can't perform at the level he demands, he's done. If I can't be great, I'm out. Not good enough, not close. Great or nothing. He's recorded a new album. Forever. The studio work went fine, recording 1 song per day to manage the voice. But the real test is, can he do 2.5 hours per night 4 nights a week for months on end. That's the tour standard. And at 63, post-surgery, even Jon doesn't know if his body can handle it. The voice that defined arena rock for a generation might not be able to fill arenas anymore. Number 4, Mötley Crüe. Vince Neil's voice was glam metal. Girls, 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 Dr. Feel Good, kickstart my heart. That sneer, that attitude, that unmistakable sound that sold over 100 million records. He's 64 now, and for the last decade, watching Mötley Crüe live has become uncomfortable. May 2021, Vince plays a solo show at the Boone, Iowa River Valley Festival. 14 songs in, he tries to sing Girls, Girls, Girls and has to stop mid-song. His actual words to the crowd, "I'm sorry, you guys, my fucking voice is gone." The 2022 stadium tour with Def Leppard brought renewed attention and renewed criticism. Former Crüe guitarist Mick Mars filed a lawsuit claiming Vince was lip-syncing most concerts due to weight gain and drinking that had wrecked his voice. And Mick alleged significant portions of the shows were pre-recorded backing tracks. 2025, Vince undergoes another required medical procedure serious enough to cancel Mötley Crüe's Las Vegas residency, postponed from March to September. When he finally returned to performing in August 2025, he admitted doctors had told him he'd never perform again. His exact quote, "I had a medical thing that happened to me, and they said I wouldn't be back on stage again. I said, fuck that, man." That's not triumph. That's defiance against medical reality. And here's the part that's hard to watch. Mötley Crüe keeps booking shows. The Carnival of Sin's 20th anniversary tour is scheduled for 2026. And fans who buy tickets don't know if they're getting the Vince Neil who can actually sing or the version whose voice gave out 3 years ago. The gap between the legend and the current reality gets wider every tour. Number 3, Kiss. Gene Simmons is 75. Paul Stanley is 72. They spent 50 years in makeup, platform boots, and costumes that weighed more than most people's luggage. Breathing fire, spitting blood, flying through the air on cables. Kiss didn't just perform, they created spectacle. December 2nd, 2023, Madison Square Garden, the End of the Road World Tour final show, 50 years after they started. And as the encore begins, something unexpected happens. The band leaves the stage, and in their place, 8-foot-tall digital avatars appear. Demon, Starchild, Catman, and Spaceman, created by Industrial Light and Magic, the same company that did Star Wars effects. Paul Stanley's voice comes through the speakers. The new Kiss era starts now. Kiss didn't retire. They evolved into a form that doesn't require 70-something bodies to sustain it. The avatars can tour forever. They'll never age, never get tired, never need vocal cord surgery or knee replacements. It's brilliant marketing. And it's an admission that the human beings inside those costumes couldn't do it anymore. Watch footage from 1975 versus 2023. The difference is stark. Gene's bass moves got simpler. Paul's stage runs got shorter. The platform boots they wore for decades had destroyed their knees and backs. In 2024, Kiss sold the entire brand to Pop House Entertainment for $300 million. the music, the image, the intellectual property. Gene and Paul will stay involved creatively, but they won't perform. The solution to getting too old to tour? Stop being human. Become a digital avatar that exists forever, or eternally frozen at peak performance while the actual band members watch from the wings. Number 2, Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne announced his Parkinson's disease diagnosis in 2020. He'd actually been diagnosed back in 2003 with a rare genetic form called Parkin-linked Parkinson's, but kept it private for 17 years. By 2025, the disease had progressed to the point where Ozzy openly admitted, "I can't walk." 76 years old, multiple spinal surgeries, a 2003 ATV accident that broke his neck, decades of substance abuse that left his body compromised, and Parkinson slowly robbing him of muscle control. January 2025, on his Sirius XM show, "I have made it to 2025. I can't walk, but you know what I was thinking over the holidays? For all my complaining, I'm still alive." That's Ozzy, darkly honest, aware that his body is failing, but determined to squeeze out whatever time remains. July 5th, 2025, Black Sabbath's reunion show at Villa Park in Birmingham, the city where it all started. Metallica, Pantera, Slayer on the bill, Ozzy's final performance. His wife Sharon said before the show, "Parkinson's has affected his legs, but his voice is as good as it's ever been." 17 days later, July 22nd, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne died, age 76, cardiac arrest, heart attack, Parkinson's disease listed as a contributing factor on the death certificate. He got his goodbye. One final show in his hometown, the full stop Sharon said he needed. He didn't have a chance to say goodbye to his friends, to his fans, and he feels there's been no full stop. This is his full stop. Too old to perform wasn't a future problem for Ozzy. It was his present reality for the final 5 years of his life. And when he finally took the stage one last time, it was less a concert and more a farewell to a body that couldn't carry him any further. Number 1, Aerosmith.
All these lines, my face getting clear.
Steven Tyler's voice is Aerosmith. Dream On, Walk This Way, Sweet Emotion, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. That scream, that range, that unmistakable wail that defined American rock for 5 decades. September 9th, 2023, Aerosmith launches the Peace Out farewell tour, their final run after 50 plus years together, opening night in Elmont, New York. Just 3 shows in, Steven Tyler fractures his larynx, not strains it, fractures it. A bone in his throat breaks while performing. The tour gets postponed immediately. Steven works with the best medical specialists available. Months of treatment, therapy, everything modern medicine can offer. It's not enough.
Isn't that the way everybody's got to do?
August 2nd, 2024, Aerosmith announces retirement from touring. The full statement is devastating in its honesty. Steven's voice is an instrument like no other. He has spent months tirelessly working on getting his voice to where it was before his injury. We've seen him struggling despite having the best medical team by his side. Sadly, it is clear that a full recovery from his vocal injury is not possible. Not possible after everything Steven Tyler survived, the drugs, the crashes, the decades of abuse his voice endured. A fractured larynx is what ends it. At 76 years old, his body won't heal the way it did at 26. The farewell tour that was supposed to give them and their fans closure never happened. 3 shows, that's all they got. The remaining dates canceled permanently. Aerosmith sold 150 million records, headlined stadiums worldwide, created some of the most iconic rock songs ever written. And their final chapter is Steven Tyler standing in a doctor's office being told the one thing rockers never want to hear: your voice isn't coming back. They're not on hiatus. They're not taking a break. Aerosmith is done permanently, because Steven Tyler's voice, the instrument that built the entire legacy, broke in a way that age won't allow to be fixed.